How's it going, everyone? We're back again with a game dev stream. I haven't done this in a while. So, I don't know what we're making. I'll be straight up. I don't know what we're making. I made... What do you call this? Wheel of Fortune type thing. A random wheel. A wheel spinner. A spinnerette. A spinneroo. Whatever. We have... We have 6 genres: role-playing, fighting, horror, puzzle, platformer, shooter. Shuffle it up here, and let's see what we'll get from this. Here we go. Oh boy, a fighting game? Okay. I've only ever done that once, and it didn't get very far. I only really did it to prove a point. I never actually developed it. But shoot. Let's do it. I got a project pulled up right here. I think what we'll do right now, we'll draw some stuff. I gotta clear some room on my desk because it's a horrible mess. Oh boy, I should have done this earlier. That's pretty bad. I'm not gonna show you. Pull out my drawing pad. Okay, we're safe. We're good. Everything is fine. Everything is all right. Yeah, so I'm not an amazing artist by a long shot. I still use paint. I don't know how to do I use Krita a little bit, but I really haven't practiced with it much. So, this is what we're gonna get. Okay, fighting game. Oh, you know what? Let's think of a theme. Darn, let me go back to that spinner. I got rid of it. Custom wheel spinner. Oops. Alright, what are we gonna put on here? Fantasy, modern, sci-fi. Yeah, I think those are about the only 3 options when you want to think about timelines. Or I should have said medieval, not fantasy. That's what I meant to say. Ooh, sci-fi? Sci-fi. I can't even think of a sci-fi fighter game. I mean, yes, I can, but maybe 1 or 2 examples of sci-fi fighting games. Yeah. Fighting games. That's not a fighting game. That's a shooter RPG. I don't know what these results are. That's Star Fox. That's a shooting game. Another shooting game. Space shooter. Gravity Breakers. Never heard of that. Maybe there's a reason that sci-fi fighting games aren't really showing up. How about a random verb table for inspiration? Random verb generator. Number of verbs. Let's do 10. Transmit, affect, recommend, pronounce, change, emphasize, dissolve, make, permit, stage. Oh shoot. Hold on, let me fix the chat window. I don't think it's working. Chat window. Is that it? Interesting. Oh yeah, it's working. Okay, cool. Transmit, affect, recommend, pronounce, change, emphasize, dissolve, make, permit, stage. Okay, so what if there was a mad scientist, right? And he's like tampering with human DNA, maybe splicing it or like modifying it to try to make the perfect fighter. And he has these fighters battle each other until only one is left. And that's what he's going to choose as his, I don't know, like maybe he's making a super soldier or something. Okay, so concept art. Oh my god, I'm terrible. Yep, I don't know how to draw on a pad. I've only used this thing like maybe 5 times. So let's say there's a stage. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, maybe not do the stage right now. Let's do some characters. Whoops. Characters, what would they look like? They don't, I'm sure they wouldn't have to look like completely human, right? Because the scientist dude would be modifying their, DNA and stuff. Whoops, that's not a drawing tool. What if something that looked like, kind of like the alien, the xenomorph? Rawr, teeth. I'm gonna just give him muscles. I know they're supposed to be lanky and right. Let's do that. They're supposed to be like skinny and lanky and So let's do that over. Oh, make a little skeleton. Oops. Keep hitting the buttons on my pen and I don't even know what these really do. Get some Freddy Krueger claws going on here. What do xenomorph feet look like? I don't even know. Not like we're looking down there. It's starting to look more like the space pirates from Super Metroid. The longer this goes on. Yeah, what am I doing? Anyway. Now I need a tail. Skinnier tail. Okay, so you know what? They don't even have to be even close to human, right? Because he's just messing with DNA. He could be taken from all kinds of creatures out there. And then we'll have him fight, I don't know, Joe Schmo. Right? Where's my cursor? I can't even see it sometimes. Now this dude can be, he can have some muscle. Trying to think of a boxer's pose. this leg should be out here. Give me a sec. It's getting hot. I'm gonna take this sweater off. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. My pen was controlling my mouse. I'm not stripping for you, so that's why I went to black. Oh, that feels a lot better. Right, we're drawing. Hands up, protecting the chin. Yeah, around right there, I think. I just got beefier. Something like that. My head's a little too big. Okay, we've got characters. That'd be an interesting thing. Maybe the game could start off like if this was like gonna be an actual produced game. You can start off as you're just like a regular human. Excuse me, I'm still getting over a flu. Start off as a regular human. Your first fight, you're fighting some crazy xenomorph looking thing, and you go down. Like you put up, maybe it could be the tutorial, right? Like it shows you how to punch, how to attack, and then it's too powerful, so you go down, you get cut up, and then the next screen is you customizing your fighter, and maybe you get a hold of some like tiger claws or something, and you add it on, and then you go up against something that you can actually beat because of your new upgrade. And it goes on from there. That may be a thing. I just pulling out ideas. Okay, so put my drawing pad away. Oh, but I do need to. Oh, I can do that with the keyboard. I do need to get these guys onto Krita so I can erase some. Well, let me close up some of those gaps. Or at least I think that matters. Where's my thing? I guess I should use black, right? throw in the final parts. Oh, one line, make it smooth. Psych. If only. Oh my god, what am I doing? Ugh. How do people do this? Some nice electronic poppy music, huh? It's also royalty free, copyright free, according to the title anyway. I need to practice with this more. This is bad, but you know, we're just making just rough draft type stuff. I'm just making sure the edges right are all the lines right here are enclosed. I think it'll help with one of the tools for getting rid of just to make the rest of it, like the outside of the image, transparent, or else we're just gonna have like two white rectangles fighting each other on a screen. You know what else is a fighting game? Like what else you could consider a fighting game is a beat 'em up. Not necessarily like I immediately went to like a Street Fighter type thing. We can make a beat 'em up. That's a fighting game. That actually sounds more fun. I think we're gonna do that. Okay, so but like, are we gonna keep the same theme? I'm not sure. Oh. How about something like, what's that one old show called where the guy transforms into like a bug looking thing? I think it's Japanese. Japanese show. transforms into bug suit of armor. The Guyver. What is it called in Japan? The Guyver. You guys remember that? This one. That would actually be a cool beat 'em up game. Like you have to like manage, like you're a solid fighter on your own without powers, but then there are some parts where you gotta like transform into this thing, but you can only have it so long, like it runs out. That would be cool. Okay, so something like that. Whoops, what happened here? Whoops. Over here drawing like people have meat clubs for hands. Is The Guyver a Japanese show? Originally? Oh, I can't remember. I know there's an anime that looked kind of similar. Like an old one. Maybe 80s. I'm sure this is like AI music. Well, what can you do when you're just looking for some background stuff? You know? Okay, I think this is fine. I'll save these. Where is that folder? I'm gonna open Krita. Krita takes a bit to open. I guess in the meantime we can figure out how's this gonna work. Let me move this stuff around my desk. Calm down. Don't freak out. Is Krita open yet? It is open. Okay. Get those images. Oh no. It's taking out the filling. Let me color this red or something. No, this is terrible. What am I working with? Oh. There's a hole. No, I thought I got rid of it. I don't have time for this. And that's one of the things you got to think about when you do this kind of stuff is like sometimes you can't sit there and just like take as long as you want with just whatever you're doing. So like right now, is there a threshold? Tool options. Fuzziness. No. All right, fine. You know what? I'm gonna just do it by hand though. I'm not gonna bring out the tablet anymore. I can see one there. There's one right there. Oh, it's right here. That's good enough. Okay, that should be fine. Krita. Get rid of this. Ta-da! There you go. Yeah, looks good. Export. Replace. Okay. Okay. So we'll start by... Huh. Suppose that's fine. We'll make a stage. Why is it blinking like that? We'll make a stage. Let's put our characters in. Oh, we gotta edit this. Sprite model. Sprite mode is multiple. Sprite, yeah. Clamp. Oh shoot, what do I do? Point, no linear, none, no compression. So what I just did there, so when you import an image into Unity, it's gonna have all these properties right here. When you click it, it shows up in the inspector. If it's gonna be a sprite, you want it to say sprite and the texture type. Sprite mode, single, multiple polygon. This will matter when you actually splice the images to make different sprites, and I'll show you in a second. Then down here, I like to make sure there's no filter mode. Just keep it at point, so that, because if I put it on bilinear or trilinear, you'll see like there's some blurring of the lines. Compression, if you put anything, I used to put high quality, but then I realized none is even better than that because there's no compression instead of high quality compression. And compression, you get weird things with the images. Sometimes, like I remember I made like an 8x8 pixel image, and it was a dog with a collar. And when I put high normal, I forgot that it was on normal quality by default. The collar had disappeared. I was like, "Where's the collar? I don't understand." I go back to the image, it's still there. And then I go back to Unity, it's not there. And then I realized I had to put it to I put it to high quality, and the collar came back. Even better, like I said, none. It doesn't compress it at all. No information is lost. Okay, so we'll go to the sprite editor. I don't remember how to do this. Can I just... two columns, please. How did I do this? Slice on import. Isometric grid? No. Well, it did that on its own. And then we can adjust it as we need. I guess that looks fine. Okay, how do I get out of here? This this screen took up my whole. This window took up my whole screen. Okay, and then we go to these objects that we created over here, and we can give them their images. They're really big right now, but you know, we can change that. We can change that by going to the image properties. Right now it says pixels per unit is 100. I assume, well, I don't know what a unit is in this context, but if we change the number here, we can make it bigger, or we can make it smaller by, I think adding more pixels per unit makes it smaller, and taking away makes it bigger. All right, that makes sense. Sure. So we'll start off like that. Give these guys, we'll make this guy the player, and this one the monster. Give them hitboxes. We'll give them rigid body first, rigid body 2D. And what this is it gives these objects some physics. In this context, it gives them 2D physics, so it won't move towards the camera or away from the camera, unless you want it to, I suppose. It'll mostly work in the frame of like a flat image. So we give it a box collider. That's good enough. This one, rigid, body 2D, and box collider. I'm gonna edit this box collider to make the feet so it doesn't look like he's standing on his tippy toes on the ground. Like the claws will extend through the ground to make it look like he's gripping the ground or something like that. I don't know. Now these guys have mass. Oops. Stage objects. This is just going to be a folder, an object container. We'll give these rigid bodies as well, but we're going to make them static, which means they don't move. And more box colliders so that they run, you know, things can stand on them. We'll hit play just to see everything's working the way it should. All right, cool. They're standing on the objects on the ground. Cool. I forgot to download the input package, so let me do that real quick. So Unity has a where is it? Oh, Unity registry. Here we go. Is it already in? Oh wait, it's in a 1.14. There's a 1.14.1. You know what? I'm gonna use what I got right now because, you know, we're on limited time. So Unity has a input system that helps you to easily add controller input, you know, keyboard input, whatever. So we're gonna call it player controls. I got my gamepad over here that's covered in junk from my desk. Make sure it's nearby so I can add these controls. Add a control scheme. Control scheme, I don't know. Device, gamepad. Required, sure, for now. Regular human, right? Because later we're going to turn into like that Guyver type thing. New action. This one will be the movement stuff. Make it a vector 2. I'm making an action. Oh, I didn't name it yet. Let's name it so it's not confusing. So I'm making a movement action, right? I want the action type to be a value because when you move a joystick around, it's not a button. I mean, it is a button, but for the most part, like you can move, you know how in games you can walk or you can run depending on how far you push the joystick, right? So that exists because you're able to do that because the joystick gives a number between 0 and 1, like a decimal, to the computer, and the computer uses that number to determine how fast you want to move. As opposed to just a regular button, you know, you're either pressing it or you're not. So that's why we don't want button, because we don't want 0 or 1. We want 0, 1, and everything in between. So value, we're going to make it a vector 2 because a joystick has an X and a Y. X and Y component, right? Show me a 3D. joystick. That would be crazy. A joystick that can control things in 3D. Yeah, Vector 2. And then what we do is we go to the binding properties. We click on path, we click listen, and then we move the joystick. Boop, pops up. That's the left stick. And it's that easy. When I found out about the input system for Unity, I was like, oh, thank God. Because I was doing it like via code. And it was just getting and especially because I was such a noob. I mean, I still am, but I didn't know what I was doing most of the time back then. It was really difficult trying to get that to work. So what other moves do we need? We need a jump. That's a button. We'll make that A. Or in this case, button south. And we'll make a punch. Just a punch, because, you know, we're just trying to get this to work first. We don't need all this. We didn't make it too complicated. Punch. No, punch, right? I like it on X or West. That's good for now. And then we go to the object that we want to be our player, and we add an input component. Input, player input. We give it the one that we just made. We put it over here into actions. And I like to have this on invoke Unity events. This way, when I assign a script to the player object, I can look it up here. I can, you know, assign it here, and it'll do whatever I wrote in the script. That's what I like to do. There are 4 options in all. Truthfully, I've only used the third one. I don't know how the first, second, and fourth work. So, okay, so let's go ahead and make a player script, huh? Script folder. Oh, I'm also using version control. So, bit of a story. I was working on an RPG for like 2 months. It was going great. Like everything was falling into place. I was coming up with good ideas, making good progress. I was getting close to releasing it, a demo on the Google Play Store. It was gonna be a mobile game. And then it just stopped working. I don't know what I did. It seemed like I just somehow the files got corrupted, and I didn't have any save files. I couldn't go back. And it was just screwed. No matter what I did, no matter I tried to troubleshoot as much as I could. I tried so many fixes, and it just didn't work. I don't know. And I'm not like an expert at computer stuff, so maybe there's something I missed. But I mean, using what resources I had, I couldn't figure it out. It was a loss. It was a huge loss, and it was such a demotivator for me for a while. It's been like 3 months, maybe 2 months since I worked with Unity because of that. And I could have, and the crazy thing is, I could have prevented all this if I just used version control. If I had made regular uploads to Unity's cloud, whatever, and I could have gone back and just like reloaded some files and got it to work. But I only had one save file, and it got corrupted. So we're using version control in the form of Plastic SCM, Unity Plastic SCM. That's what the Unity uses. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to upload what I've got so far. I do it in I don't like typing it here because look what happens. It's delayed. I don't know why that's a thing, but it is. So we'll check it in. Yeah, we'll save it. So what I try to do now is I don't like upload or put in my changes like every 5 minutes, just at the end of the workday. When you're done working, you save it, you upload what you got. Also, I noticed if you have too many changes and then try to upload it, it complains. It's like, it says something like, you have too many changes. There are not enough resources to handle it. And that was, oh my God. It's like you hit a wall either way. But anyway, I figured it out. Just don't make too many changes before checking in your stuff. Scripts. So I'm going to make a script. We're going to try to get this thing to move before I go to bed. Player controls. Oh, I already had, darn it. Let's close that. Come on. Cooperate. Oh, here we go. I'm impatient. What is this? Go away. I don't need you. Make sure you have the input system. I believe that's it. That's it. Header. Or else none of your input stuff's gonna work. Let's do vector 3. Vector 3 movement. Public. Let's put that top. Have our variables organized. Public float. Move speed. Public float. Jump power. Public void movement. So this is going to be the, I don't remember what you're supposed to put in here. Let me go look that up. So this is going to be the function that will actually, oh shoot, that will actually take input from your controller through the input system. Let me just go and grab some old code scripts. Player, where is it? Player controls. There it is. Input, I was almost there. Input action dot callback context context. You know, it's hard to remember. Context, read value. Oh shoot, vector 2. Let's see if that works. I don't remember exactly. It didn't complain. Yeah, it didn't complain. Okay. So vector 2 input. Input. Oh, we can just do this. Equals that. And then movement equals new vector 3 input.x. Z is the one that doesn't move. Okay, input.x, input.y, and then 0f. So what this is, context.read value vector 2 is a vector 2, right? That's a specific type of variable, just like we have float, just like we have int, string, so on and so forth. to change it into a vector 3, because you can't just shove it in there, because vector 2 has 2 values, vector 3 has 3 values, and they're different data types. You make a new vector 3. For the x component, you put input.x. For the y component, you put input.y. And then for z component, you just put 0, because you don't want it to move in the z axis, because this is a 2D game, unless you have some special purpose. So we have that, and then we can add the move speed, and which we'll set later. And also you have to add time.delta time. So the reason this is because, hold on. This will make more sense once I put fixed update. This transform position plus equals movement. Okay, so fixed update is called every 0.02 seconds. If you had void update, it's called every frame. That's not good, because if you want something to be consistent, your frames aren't consistent, right? If you watch like your frame counter whenever you're playing a game, it goes up and down, it fluctuates. So we have fixed update to make sure things happen every 0.02 seconds instead of every frame. So this .transform.position, this is the variable that controls an object's position right here. It's transform position. We got the x, y, and z component, right? We're adding to it the movement vector 3 variable. If you don't put that time.delta time, this is essentially the equivalent of, like, you can really just put 0.02 f and it would be the same exact thing, unless you were to change it in Unity. But I put it here just for reasons. I don't know. Starting to lose what I'm talking about now. You put this here because if without it, every 0.02 seconds it would move 1 times whatever move speed you put in here, right? So if you wanted it to move 1 meter in 1 second and you didn't put time.delta time, it would move 1 meter in 1 second divided by 0.02. It would just zoom off your screen. I'll show you. It's probably better to just show you. I say it because it's happened to me so many times. So we have our player control script right here. We'll add it to the player. The player object. I just gave it a jump speed. Let's collapse some of these things. So I gave it, I assigned its move speed to 5, jump power to 5. I haven't added anything for jump power yet, but it's just a variable that sits there. Oh, we need to actually get it to use that function. So assigning here, player controls movement. There we go. Let's try it. Yeah. Oh. Why is it behaving normally? Oh, because I already have dot. Okay. I forgot I put it in. Okay, so now let's take it out. So that was with time.delta time. Now, Let's do that again. It just left the screen. It didn't even register that it went through a wall. And it knocked over the xenomorph. Whoop. Whoop. Oh god, it's gone. Yeah. So we need that there. To make it, to get it to perceive time, to get it to act out its actions in a time that we can perceive, that, or a time that makes sense to us. All right, we got movement. Let's do jump. Oh. We're gonna have to access the object's rigid body component. So rigid body 2D RB. Void start RB equals this dot get component rigid body 2D. And then here we do RB add force. Is it add force? Vector 3 up times jump power. Vector 3 up is a unit vector going in the positive y-axis. So for x is 0, for y is 1, and then for z is 0. And then we just multiply that by jump power, which we assign as 5. We'll try that. It's probably going to need to be more, but we'll see. What happened? Why did it zoom off the screen? I've got it added. Time.delta time. Okay. I don't know what that was about. Okay, so I'm hitting jump and nothing's happening. So that means we probably just need more power. I'll make it 100. Boop. Nope. Nothing? Okay. The add is 0. Nothing? You're kidding me. Oh, okay. I forgot. I forgot to add it in the input actions. Intros jump. Now let's try it. Oh. Come on. Okay, so we're moving. We're not jumping. Make it 10. Nope. Make it 100. There you go. 100's good. I like that. We'll fix that. Okay, he's not supposed to be flying. We can fix that. Oh, he's fallen over. I should fix that as well. So in rigid body 2D, to keep things from rotating in ways that you don't want them to, you go to constraints, freeze position Z, freeze rotation Z. So they want like spin. We'll do the same thing with this monster. We're not gonna worry about flying right now. Public void punch. I'm sorry. You could probably barely see what's happening on this How do I zoom in? I used to be able to zoom in. Oh, wrong one. Let me get rid of this. I don't need this no more. Visual Studio Code, zoom in. Control equals. Okay, I hope that's easier to see. I'm gonna make this smaller. Yeah, hope that's easier to see now. Input callback context. Callback context. Context. Punch. I think we're gonna make it an animation. So we're gonna assume that this is gonna have an animator component. We'll just add it like this, and this dot get component animator. That shouldn't throw an error until I actually hit play. Annie set trigger punch. And what I'll do is I'll just make I'll just make a ball. And we're going to color it red. And that's where the punch is going to be when it happens. So we'll add the animation to it. Assets, animations, and punch. No, player punch. This circle is going to be. Can I do this? Wait, what happened? What the hell just happened? Oh, well, I don't know. Anyway. We're gonna make it appear. We'll make it appear for, I don't know, 200 milliseconds. And then we'll make it disappear. And then we're gonna make an idle player idle, where it's just not there the entire time. We're gonna go to animator and we're gonna add, wait, what happened here? We're gonna add a data type, make it a trigger. Call this punch. So it'll line up with the code that I just wrote over here, set trigger punch. So the default state will be player idle, and then it'll go to punch and go back when it's done. And we set that transition by going here. Has exit time, does not have exit time. We don't want exit time. Punch. And then it'll go back to player idle. It has exit time. And we're moving the timeline here to make it, I can't see. feel like there should be an easier way to do this. Okay, so it has an exit time, and it'll go back to the player idle after the animation has elapsed. We're going to give this a collider, a circle collider. And then in the script, we're going to write some code to interact with things using that collider. Oh, well, we'll make that we'll make this a trigger. Public void on trigger enter. Collider 2D collider. Could be collision, could be collider, I don't remember. Oh, this should be 2D right here. This should be 2D. This should be void. Collider. Let's say, hold on. If collider dot tag equals monster, collider game object dot get component rigid body 2D add force. We're just gonna knock it to the right. Vector 3 right times punch force. I haven't made that yet. I'm gonna add it now. Public float punch force. I imagine that to anyone who's not really used to seeing code, it seems like I'm just making shit up, right? I'm just making up names. I am just making up names, but they all fit together in a specific way. But if you didn't know what you were looking at, I can imagine it'd be kind of funny. Like, is punch force like an official like keyword here? Like, what's going on? Okay, so this might work. I don't know what's gonna happen. I hope it'll work. Oh, it scares me when it does this. Takes too long to load. This is what happened last time, where I lost everything. It just, that little box just stayed there. I waited like an hour, it never went away. Oh, wait, we're forgetting a few steps. We gotta add the control for it. Player input, regular human, punch, animate, oops, player controls, punch. Okay, let's see. It shows up. I didn't add a punch force. Right now it's at 0. Let's give it 1,000 over 9,000. Okay, let's go. Boom. Oh no. It didn't work. It has a rigid body to 2D component. Oh, it says if monster, right? I didn't name it a monster. Add tag monster. Go back here and tag it as a monster. All right. There's always a bit of a freeze in the beginning. Boom. Oh, come on. Why not? Okay, I think I might know why. Gonna have to make a separate script. Where is it? Punch detector. Well, we'll just essentially move this thing over, right? So I think I know the reason. I think the reason why that happened is because the object that is actually touching the monster is not the player. It's a completely separate object. So I'm gonna put a separate script that'll detect things and punch things, and apply it to the circle thing that I'm meaning to be the actual punch. And I'm gonna have it pull the punch power from the player object. So let's move this over here. We're gonna make a variable for this. Player controls player public. No, void start player equals this dot transform parent game object dot get maybe we don't have to do that. Get component player controls. Player dot punch force. Okay, this might work. Oh, I forgot to. If context started, then do this. I don't know if you noticed, but the punch was showing up multiple times. That's because whenever you press a button, three things happen. It detects when you press it, it detects as long as you're holding it down, and then it detects it again when you let go. So that's three actions. So I'm specifically making it the started action. This is when you initially press the button, is what will set off the punch animation. Okay, go ahead and apply the punch detector. Please work. Please work. I'm gonna go to bed. Hup, 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 hup. Boom. Oh, can't wait. Punch force. 9,000. Boom. I did it. It flew off the screen. Let's make it 20. Make this, what was it, 200 for the jump force? It worked. Okay, it's moving. 20 isn't enough. I'll give it 100. Boom. Okay, so yeah, it's punching. Yeah. All right. So we're making some progress. So I'm gonna try to have a bit of a schedule. I'll put it up on my YouTube channel, yeah, like as a picture or whatever. But Thursdays, I think I'm gonna try to do game dev streams. Fridays, I'm not sure yet. I could do another game dev stream, or I could just do another game. Or I could just do a game. And I want to do Sundays. Sundays are just gonna be gaming. Sundays is just gonna be for gaming. But game dev streams could happen Thursday, maybe Friday, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching so far. For everyone who joined and took a look. Hope you enjoyed. As always, when I do this, feel free to ask any questions. I am not an expert in this. Like, I didn't go to school for software engineering or anything like that. I didn't even take computer science. This is all self-taught. That being said, if I can answer your question, I will try. But and you can draw on my experience. I have a. How long have I been doing this? I don't know, maybe 5 years on and off. But yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Fade to black.